Welcome back to the Desert Workshop. Today I made it down to my daughter's and we're going to replace this light with a ceiling fan. And you know, I'll do that little we're going to put it in a ceiling receptacle box. So this one didn't have one, so we're going to put in a ceiling fan, but we got to have the receptacle box to hold all the wires and to have a brace in between the two ceiling joists that go across here, rafters that go across here. So these are really close together, so it's not going to be that hard. But where this light is right now, there is a wire that just comes through the ceiling. There's no hole cut, which normally you see the receptacle box is cut and it's placed in there. We're going to have to put one in there because we're going to put a ceiling fan and a hole right here. But right now I have to go upstairs to clear out some of the insulation, just so it's not all dropping on me when I'm cutting the hole. And we're going to use a couple different tools, and it's going to be interesting, but it's something that you can easily tackle when you want to put in a ceiling fan. Alright, this was a little freaky. I come up the stairs and I'm like, what is up here for the attic? And it's the whirlybird that sits on top of the roof to cool up the attic. But I was like, okay, we have space aliens up here. I thought it was funny. Maybe this will get added, maybe it won't. First of all, you gotta find out where your wire works. So what I've done is I got a trouble light up here. I'm trying to get enough light up here to film. I don't really like the way they wired this place, because this is what the wirings look like. Yeah, it's kind of a rat's nest, but we're going to work with it. I might straighten this up a little, which I probably will. But if you can see the one going down right there, that's where it's going to go to his ceiling. So we're going to have to clear out the area in that area. That's a lot of insulation. It's going to be fun. All right, I'm done upstairs and I finished cleaning out all the insulation, and now I'm telling you about the bad light in the room. As you can tell, I'm using a trouble light that's cord run down the hall just to get some light in there, because it pretty much shut off the whole 2 bedrooms over in that area. It's kind of a, old wiring. It's interesting how they wired it. This is a LED light, and all they did was drill a hole through there, shove a wire through, and put a bracket on and connected the light. I know it resells the house, but it's more difficult for the next person that comes around. So I'm just kind of explaining that the rafters are about 12 inches apart here, and so you had to place your hole correctly or you're going to have problems. And here again, I am testing it just to make sure that you don't have any power. That is your biggest thing that you need to get done when you're putting up a ceiling fan. No power. Alright, now we get to the cool stuff. I get to drill a hole in the ceiling. This is the first time I ever used this tool, probably because I just found it. I'm sure it's been around for a long time, but I found it at Lowe's. I think it was like $19. And it's made for canister lights, so it's a little bit larger hole than for the receptacle. But it was much easier than trying to use a handsaw on that part. And it worked quite well. I was complaining right there about the thickness of the drywall. I thought it would have been a little bit thicker. And then here I was a little concerned because they had cut the ground wire off, and I was able to strip those wires back far enough that to be able to find the ground wire again, and I'm able to hook it up properly to the new ceiling fan. And I'm talking about the brace that's going to go up on the ceiling. I used some different video from another ceiling fan that I did at her house, just because it was better lighting and I got a better picture of what I was actually doing. There's only 2 screws on this brace that goes up on the ceiling to go to the receptacle box, and then there's 2 on the right side and 2 on the left side that actually hold the housing. So that's pretty much all you have to do after you get the wires through. Now the fun part, putting on the fan blades on. I'm going to stop recording because it's just repetitive. Here's the most tedious part of putting a ceiling fan in. It's putting the fan blades on. There's 3 screws right here, but I would not recommend using the power driver like I'm using. I would do it by hand just so you don't tighten down too much on the fan blade. They can crack. And the second cautionary point would be make sure you choose your colors. If you want dark facing you as you're looking at the fan, then make sure that all your light are facing upwards, the light colored of whatever, if it's wood or plastic. Just make sure you pick all the right ones. Unless you are going for that weird look of having alternating fan blade colors, then, you know, maybe that's cool. I don't know. But just those are 2 cautions for that. And then after this, as you can see near my right hip is the fan motor, and that will go up onto the ceiling. In the next video, it's going to be a different fan, but I kind of show that it's already on the roof. But I just want to tell you that you hook that up, hook the housing around it, and then put your fan blades on, and you'll be good to go. And then you can put your light on there if you have a light on your fan. Alright, so I actually scammed out of doing all the fan blades. I have a little helper down here and the cat. But you might wonder what I did right here is I put some black Gorilla Tape around the edge because the hole that we cut is actually for canister lights, so it's a little bit larger than this canister. So I put this, and I'm going to put some spray foam up there just to seal it so insulation doesn't come down here. Now we did the fan blades, and I'm going to hook up the actual fan motor to this. They supply you with the screws on the end right here, which go up into this. Okay, I sped this one up a little. It's just screwing in the screws on the bracket to put the fan motor on. It's very nice to have somebody help you, hand you all the screws so you don't have to either put them in your mouth or your pocket and try to do this. It's much easier. As you can see, I'm laughing because my wife is down there going, well, are you going to cut out the sound? So that's why I'm voicing over this one. It is running faster, so it shouldn't be that long, and we'll have this down and we will put the canister around next and we'll be ready to go. The canister is really not difficult. Just remember to take out, there's usually 4 screws on the bracket. Take out at least 2 of them. On the canister, there's usually a screw hole for each one that a screw will go straight through, and then there's another one where you can actually loosen the screw just enough to put the canister on and slide it towards you or away from you just to lock it in, and then you can put the other screws in. Just remember to take them off. You might be a little discouraged if you have all 4 screws up there and trying to put the canister on, not knowing why it's not going on. Just a little help from me. And now we start with the fan blades. The one thing that I want to tell you, I don't think you can see it in this video, but right near my head, there's like a little U-shaped cutout where I'm doing it from the opposite side, but if you go all the way around where my face is, you can put the screwdriver right through there and it goes right into the fan blade. As you get more fan blades on, that hole will help you a lot. That way you don't feel like you have to have a 90-degree screwdriver to fit in there. So just always remember where the cutout is. That's where you put your screwdriver and the screw for your fan. Well, here's the finished product of the nicest of the fans. So I thought I would add that. And yes, I get to see from every view. But just make sure you like, subscribe, and click that bell notifications. See you on the next video.